Hey, what is going on, everyone? Hope all of you guys are doing well. If I look like crap, that's because I feel like crap. Not dealing with any sickness or anything like that. I'm just, dealing with like emotional stuff. Dealing with my shoulder physically, things like that. Just the mental. It's the last few days have just been very overwhelming and stressful. So, to give you guys a small little update on what's going on with the injury, I'm getting nowhere. I truly am getting nowhere. I have contacted another lawyer other than Morgan and Morgan, and then that law firm cannot. Well, I wouldn't say lawyer. I would say more like law firm. They can't take my case. They had to email me to let me know. So I went back to Morgan and Morgan to see if they could take my case in suing my former employer and explained everything. They can't take my case. So I contacted the Americans with Disability Act. All they did was give me a number for a place I can call. I call them and I get nothing. Um, so I found another law firm. I explained the situation. They're going to let the person know. It looks like I may actually be able to get my Social Security disability approved. I'm hoping. And I explained to them, I said, look, I have no way to get insurance. I told them everything, let the lady know. And she said the lady she'll send the paperwork to will get with me sometime next week. May not necessarily be Monday. But I'm hoping I'm not, getting my hopes up. I know after being denied so many times, it kind of plays with you. You don't want to expect that they're going to help you, because you've been pretty much told no at every single place. So that's what's going on. That's one of the bigger reasons why I've been pushing, trying to get traffic to my eBay sales, get my watch hours up so I can get monetized, because it seems like those are the only two options I have left at this point. I have applied for a few jobs. I've been pretty much told no. One place I applied didn't even contact me back. So it's unfortunate. This injury has really, it, it's definitely put a burden on my life for sure. And as you guys know, I had done a video. I lost my car. I am pretty much in debt because of this. Thankfully I was able to pay as much as I could with my settlement, the unemployment I had at the time, whatever was saved. But now that it's gone, it sucks. It truly, truly sucks. And who knows they're supposed to auction off my car. I'm praying that it sells for more than what I owe, so that way they actually pay me the difference, because it's going to be, there's no way I'm going to be able to pay the difference if they sell it for less than what I owe. So as you guys can tell, I've just been dealing with a lot of stress. Um, I have noticed that my watch hours increased uh, tremendously. Not too big. I think like another 10 hours, which is really really awesome. Thank you guys so much. And for the individual, I apologize for not knowing your YouTube name, but for the person who's been commenting on some of my older videos, talking about some fun movie facts, thank you so much. There's a lot of things I didn't realize, so that's it's pretty cool to know that. But I want to say thank you so much for taking the time out, watching the videos. If you're liking them, thank you. It's much appreciated. And the more you guys watch those older videos, the more it's going to help me reach my long-term goal and have my dream job of doing YouTube literally full time, because I'll be able to be monetized. And as you guys know, I have so many great plans for the channel once I reach that goal. And even if I can make some sales on eBay, I am revamping my eBay once again, trying to figure out what works, what doesn't. But as you guys know, like I said, I have plans from a podcast to tons of giveaways to out and about. Like, there's so much I plan to do once I get, monetized and I start to get some equipment with eBay sales, things here and there. Like I said, it starts off slow. I get, things here and there for the channel, and then it becomes like this domino effect where we just see a huge, um, you know, increase in quality and production and things like that. I mean, my long-term goal is not just being monetized, but getting that YouTube plaque, being able to know that I accomplished something. That's going to truly be wonderful. And like I said, I plan, once I do get monetized, I, plan to do a lot of giveaways because, I want to give back to my, subscribers, more often than I should. I mean, that's just me. So for everybody who is taking the time out, thank you. Share the video, recommend my channel to others. The more you do that, the better. And the way the watch hours work, not just with me, but with everybody else, all you got to do is watch an hour's worth of somebody's content. Once you watch an hour worth of somebody's content, they get 1 hour, one watch hour. I didn't realize that. I thought it was, usually with things like YouTube, things are a little different and difficult, but no, it's not that difficult. So I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, I'm crossing my fingers. I'm really hoping to push you maybe sometime in the beginning of next year to get monetized. I really want to accomplish this because I feel like this is going to be my one way to get back on my feet, reaching my goal, my dream job, being able to give back to you guys, being able to do tons and tons and tons of videos. I'm actually going to be working some things out, hopefully, to do an interview with somebody I know who, has started movies. Not like well-known movies, but he does, independent films, commercials, ads, so I thought, you know, get his perspective. I've known him for a very long time. I consider him my cousin because his cousin and my cousin are actually married. So, I figured doing an interview with him, if I can work it out, would be really, really cool. So trying to get some new things going. I'm going to try to get back into doing the trailer reactions. Doing it a little different than compared to what most people do on YouTube, but I think it works. I don't want to deal with all the copyright stuff. That's just a headache. But I figured I'd just update you guys with everything that's going on. But with that being said, let's get into this collection update. So I had some eBay funds. I was looking to find inventory to resell. Unfortunately, that did not come out the way I was expecting it to because I only ended up picking up one title, one DVD to flip. But the great thing about it is that that DVD paid for the entire lot, so I'm basically getting my money back on the lot. So the DVD that I found is Dogma. So Dogma is definitely a film to be on the lookout for. Depending on the condition, I think with like good condition like this one is, you can get about $10, 10 or $11. If it's in very good condition, you could be looking at 15, and the Blu-ray is definitely the one to be on the lookout for. The Blu-ray could fetch you 70 to 80 used, or like 120, maybe 100, 120 new. Excuse me. I believe so. If you ever, come across the Blu-ray and you don't want to add it to your collection and you want to flip it, then be on the lookout. But this one I have listed on my eBay store, and it's the full screen version, but I have resurfaced it and stuff like that. There might be some scratches that are visible, but when I resurface something, I will always test it, and I did test the DVD after resurfacing it. No issues, even though it does show scratches. It's minor. It still works. So, yeah. So that's what I picked up to flip. Now let's get into this update. So let's start off with the CD that I picked up. This is really cool, a really cool find. This was only 50 cents, but it's Monster Mash and Other Terrifying Tunes, which is pretty cool. It's got this nice little like colorful hologram type case, and then it opens up like that. So you get 12 tracks on here. You get Monster Mash, the Ghostbusters theme, Twilight Zone, the movie theme, Love Potion Number 9, Spooky, Psycho, Suit for Strings, I Put a Spell on You, in the Midnight Hour, Batman / Robin Hood. I'm not sure what that is, but I need to check it out. Clap for the Wolfman, Purple People Eater, and Spiders and Snakes. So really cool. Whoever does the music on this, um, it's not like it's just covers. There's an orchestra for a few of these. So yeah, that was a cool find, especially for the Halloween season. Picked up 2 MGM releases. I've been wanting to get more of these MGM releases. There's just a lot of cool titles to come across and a lot of cool horror titles that I want to get. For the time being, because they're a little bit cheaper than getting the Blu-ray or 4K. But these 2 movies I have not seen. One of them, who directed this? Does it say? This one is directed by John Huston, and then this one is directed by Mike Nichols. They're both, I think, 60s? Actually, they're both from the same year, 1967. The first one I picked up is The Graduate with Dustin Hoffman. I've never seen this. I think I've seen like bits and pieces. I think Dustin Hoffman's the only actor well known in this. There might be a few other people. Um, I don't recognize any of the other names. So yeah, but basically, I think Dustin Hoffman's a college student who ends up hooking up with one of his friend's moms, I believe. Or am I thinking of another movie? Let's see. Oh no, that's right. It's his father's business partner's wife, I believe. So yeah, looking forward to checking that one out. I've heard good things. I think there's a Criterion release on that, or just a standard Blu-ray. Don't know for sure. And then I picked up Casino Royale. This looks pretty good. It's got a great cast. I mean, you got Peter Sellers, known for I believe the Pink Panther movies. Who else is in this? Woody Allen's in it. Orson Welles. I know Orson Welles for voicing Unicron in Transformers the movie. He's also directed stuff too. So, yeah, looking forward to checking this one out. I've heard some pretty good things about it, so I figured I would pick it up. So those were some really cool finds. The Blu-ray that I picked up is Facing the Giants. Um, I'm not too big into religious type films. That's just not the thing I'm into. But if it's in a film and it's blended really, really well and not like oversaturating it, then it'll catch my interest if the story's good. And this is good. To me, this feels more realistic and I like the story. It's basically about a football coach who's kind of down on his luck. His car's or his truck's not working like it should. Him and his wife are trying to get pregnant, and the football team that he coaches is just on a terrifying losing streak, I guess is the best way to sum it up. And it kind of puts his job in jeopardy, basically. And he just kind of used the power of and prayer, or whatever you want to call it. And next thing you know, the team is starting to encourage each other. A lot of the football players are, you know, working things out with their parents. If there's one individual who's kind of conflicted against, him and his father are constantly arguing, it's helping build those relationships back. The team starts winning. Good things start to happen. So it's a really good story. If you're a fan of just football movies in genre, I think it's a good one as well. Had a DVD. Decided to upgrade. Instead of selling the DVD on eBay, I decided to just make myself a combo pack. Had an extra case because the case that this one came in was completely destroyed. But this was the last one I needed for the 3 religious type movies, which are Courageous and Fireproof. Now I may get another copy of Courageous because there's a anniversary release that I think has a 4K scan. I think I have the standard release. I believe so. I believe that the anniversary re-release is a 4K scan. Don't quote me on that, but if it is, I may just end up getting that. Then I picked up a couple 4K titles. The first one being Batman Returns, which I have a review for the film as well as the 4K. Looks absolutely amazing. I could not get over how great this looked. A lot of older films definitely benefit the 4K format. Are a lot of them going to be perfect? No, there are some bad transfers out there, but there are a lot of good ones. I've started to notice like more like early 80s, late 70s 4K or films that came out during that time that are getting released on 4K are looking 10 times better than say like mid to late 80s, even 90s. But again, a lot of them are going to look good. It just really depends on the transfer. As you guys know, there was the controversy with Jaws using AI. Was it Jaws? Yes, it was Jaws. One of the sequels. And then, of course, the next one I'm going to show you has a little controversy. But yeah, I thought Batman Returns looked great. Just need to get the other two to complete the first four Batman films. As you all guys know, for those who've been subscribed for a while, I'm trying to complete my upgrade challenge, which I think I'm at after facing no, with Batman Returns and Facing the Giants, I think I'm at like 22 titles left. So some of them are collections, so I'm not counting that, but I'm mainly just trying to go for the individual titles first. And as you guys know, basically I have to sell stuff on eBay that's enough to cover the entire purchase to upgrade. So I'm hoping to accomplish that sometime soon, since we're over the year mark since I started. Next is Twister. Love this movie, probably one of my favorite disaster films and just films from the 90s in general. Bill Paxton, Helen Hunt, Philip Seymour Hoffman. It's when you revisit this film, it's just so sad to see, that we've lost both Bill Paxton and Philip Seymour Hoffman. It's just truly, truly devastating. Two fantastic actors, in my opinion. There's the one actor from Lost in this. He's constantly in other things. One of the other actors in here was in People Under the Stairs. You guys don't know who I'm talking about. He's really um, what's the term I'm looking for? He's on TikTok quite frequently. Um, and I know he's also the Paperboy in Batman Returns as well. So yeah, he's in this, and there's a few other familiar faces like Cara Hughes is in this. Now the transfer on this is not that bad. Some people prefer the Blu-ray, and I could definitely see on that. I think a lot of people the issue was like some scenes are too dark, other scenes are like it has a green tint, and the reason they did that, the green tint in one scene and why it gets dark in others, is because they were trying to make it more realistic, especially when the storm comes. Because we all know when it gets stormy out, it starts to get dark. So I thought that was cool, but I feel like depending on your TV, if you have a QLED, OLED, surround sound, your experience on this film might be different compared to those who don't have it. So, but I'm still happy that I was able to get that. So that's it on the DVDs, the Blu-ray, and 4K. Now we're gonna get into the VHS tapes. So yeah, I wanted to get back into collecting VHS. I was able to get 10 of them for $1, and I've been looking on eBay for some of the old Nickelodeon VHS tapes because I do want to get a lot of Nickelodeon titles. Some of them had a lot of re-releases. Like one Rugrats VHS release had like 4 different reissues after it. But if I decide to get any of the Nickelodeon tapes, I'm gonna go with the first print, the first original print. And some of them are pretty expensive. Like Are You Afraid of the Dark had 3. There was 2 that had 2 episodes per tape. One's about, I think they're both around 40. Like 40, I think I saw one for like 39, which is 40 after tax, and then another one for like 44, and then there's one for $100. Excuse me, which is crazy. Um, would I pay the money? Probably. If I get my taxes, I probably would. Those would be a must for me. It just really depends. There are some volume sets out there for like Ren and Stimpy. There's compilation sets. So my long-term goal would be eventually getting all of those Nickelodeon tapes. And like I said, I want to try to go with the first original issue because I do want to do a Nickelodeon retrospective down the road. So eventually I want to get those tapes when I can. Now I am using my VCR. Well, the VCR I'm using is not the greatest. I'm using that. It's my parents. They'll let me use it since they're not using it. I have it connected to my TV. I would like to eventually get the CRT with the VHS, um, built in. That smaller TV was. I think it was used for like traveling when people would travel in their minivans and things like that, um, or just to have in your house from time to time. But I definitely want to get. I want to get one of those. That way, I can have like my little like VHS display in my room. And then I think another format I would like to collect down the road is Laserdisc. I've been watching a lot of people who collect for that format, and it has caught my interest. So eventually, when things get better and I get back on my feet, if I start getting monetized again, that'll be something I'll get into. But I did manage to find some cool stuff. So the first three I'm going to show you guys are Rugrats sets. So we have Mommy Mania. This it has 3 episodes, or from what it tells you, but there's like 4 episodes on here. We have Mother's Day, Game Show Dee Dee, Family Feud, and Mommy's Little Assets. And I think with the Rugrats, it's always like 2 small episodes into one. So yeah, that I thought was a pretty cool find. And then I picked up a Rugrats Vacation. This does not tell you what episodes are on here, which is unfortunate, but really cool to find that. I think Rugrats had a lot of VHS releases. Because when I went on there was some All Real Monsters, Angry Beavers, Rocket Power, a lot of compilations, Rocko's Modern Life. Like a lot of them got some. Ren and Stimpy had a few, but like Rugrats had a ton. I think even SpongeBob had a lot too. Got All Grown Up, which is interesting because it shows 2 of the original episodes on here, and I thought maybe it was the wrong tape, but no, it shows on here. 2001, All Grown Up. That's the release year. Yeah, but I don't know. I thought it was pretty interesting. I don't know if the studio messed up when they did that, or there's an I could be wrong. There might have been an episode right before. This might be one of the later episodes where we got a glimpse of them all grown up in the future, which would have spawned the spinoff, I believe. Actually, the more I think about it, I think so. I think when Rugrats was about to close its run, I do believe there was an episode where it was basically the episode, the potential open door for the new series they were going to do, which they did. All Grown Up gets a lot of crap. I love All Grown Up. It's cool because you kind of get this progression of the series. It's a continuation. We get to see them from babies, follow their story, and now we get to see them as adults. Well, not really adults, but they're like teenagers, and I thought that was cool. So, but nonetheless, that was a cool find. Then I found some clamshells and found some really great titles there. So the first one I picked up is How the West Was Fun. This is the Mary-Kate and Ashley film. Got this because the late great Martin Mull is in this. Sadly, he passed away. I remember him being the villain of the film in this. Mary-Kate and Ashley, some of their earlier films, like the Halloween one they did, was really good. I've always liked that one. And then there was the Christmas one. I will eventually try to come find, their earlier ones. And some of them are available on DVD, which I don't mind. Specific movies, I'll double dip, have the VHS tape and the DVD, just, because it's something I've either enjoyed very much and, it's for nostalgia reasons. Picked up A Christmas Carol with Sir Patrick Stewart. I love The Christmas Carol. It's one of my favorite stories, and I would like to eventually get every single release out there. The Muppets version, the Jim Carrey version, the Sir Patrick Stewart version, because I do believe this is on DVD. So a lot of the VHS tapes I will eventually get on DVD. I'm still going to keep the tapes for collecting purposes, but or you might do like a throwback where I watch a lot of the movies on the older format. That would be a cool series of retro like a retrospective, series or something like that. I don't know. It's giving me ideas, but yeah, I've never seen this one, so I'm excited. I don't know who else is in this other than Sir Patrick Stewart. Richard E. Grant is in this. I like Richard E. Grant. He's an actor. I don't think it's enough credit. He's in The Little Vampire. He's in Spice World. He's the Spice Girls manager. He's in a lot of stuff. But I think that's it. I don't know who else. I'll have to give it a watch and find out. This was a cool find. I've tried to find this movie so many times, can never find it. Um, well, maybe I did come across the standard like box version. What I mean by box version, I mean like a standard case like this VHS. Usually, some films will have a release like this, or they'll have a clamshell release. But this was a really cool find. Um, it's funny because at one point I remember trying to find specific films on DVD and could not find them, but then I come across the VHS tape. Great examples, Warriors of Virtue. But now I have one that I finally was able to find the VHS release for, and that is Star Kid. Great movie, highly underrated, not one that gets talked about. It's got Joseph Mazzello. If you guys aren't familiar with him, he's the young boy in Jurassic Park. He went on to play John Deacon in Bohemian Rhapsody. Um, is it John Deacon? I believe it's John Deacon from Queen. But yeah, he's been in a slew of films. I think there's another film he's in where I think he was sick. And I can't remember that movie. It was it, I think it had Brad Renfro in it. You guys might know what I'm talking about. He had an illness. It's a very sad movie. Because I think Jim Carrey might be in it as well. I think he plays the older version of the character. The character that befriends Joseph Mazzello's character. But nonetheless, very happy to find this. Can't wait to revisit that one. The next two are just classics. I've never actually seen the second one. I've seen bits and pieces, but this one I've always seen, and that is All Dogs Go to Heaven. So many great memories. Late 80s, 1989. Very sad backstory with the actress who plays the human in this, Judith Barcy, I believe is her name. Yeah, when you watch this and you realize what happened to her, it really hits you. And then at the end of this movie, when you hear Burt, is it Burt Reynolds? Yes, when you hear Burt Reynolds, kind of the last line he says to the character, it's basically him, kind of having a last message for Judith, and it really, really makes you. It hits you in the fields, is what my sister says. Um, It has a Blu-ray. There's a DVD. This would look amazing on 4K. Um, this needs to be under the Criterion Collection. I really, truly believe it needs to. So that was a cool find. Then I went ahead and picked up All Dogs Go to Heaven. Both of these are really clean to some extent. Like I said, I've never seen this one. This one came out late 90s, I believe. No, mid 90s, 1996. I didn't even know that. Um, but I have seen bits and pieces. So, yeah, looking forward to that. These next two I think were cool. Now, I didn't realize these are on DVD. Actually, this one I'm about to show you has a Blu-ray. It's a Disney Movie Club exclusive. These I would also pick up on DVD as well. But I picked up A Kid in King Arthur's Court. Really fun movie. It's got the actor Thomas Ian Nicholas, who played Kevin in American Pie. This was before he would star in that. Yeah, just a fun movie. Like I said, DVD is available as well as the Blu-ray. I did find a seller who had that and the next one I'm about to show you. This was a cool find. Picked up A Kid in Aladdin's Palace. So apparently this is a sequel to A Kid in King Arthur's Court. And it does include the little, like, cool lenticular piece. And it does come out. Yeah, I remember like renting this years and when I was a kid and having a good time with it. And I think I watched it on TV at one point too. So yeah, to find this I thought was really cool. It's not something I come across often. But somebody on eBay has this as well as the other one together on DVD, because I didn't know A Kid in Aladdin's Palace had a DVD release. So eventually, if I can get enough funds, I want to get those on DVD for sure. I did come across a seller who has a box of brand new white clamshells. So if I can get enough funds to get those, I would like to buy that box so I can replace these clamshells to make them look good as new, and then possibly have the leftovers for potential, other pickups. But yeah, that is my collection update. Some DVDs, some Blu-rays, showing you guys the title I flipped. I'm going to flip it on eBay, which is available on my store right now. I'll put the link. Right now I have 20 items on. Like I said, I'm changing things up. I gotta redo some pictures and things like that. So, but yeah, wish I could say more and just give you guys an update on what's going on. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'm Phone Talk with Mikey. Till next time, guys. We'll talk films. You guys take care, and I will see you soon. Peace.